If I had to start everything again from zero and build my gym up from the ground up, this is the exact blueprint I would follow to do it. I'm Lewis, and I've built 2 gyms from the ground up and fully removed myself from operations. I now live abroad while my gyms grow with Avidare. The way I've done it is through the exact blueprint that I'm going to explain to you today. And this is going to be a fun one, guys. We're going to go into detail on exactly how you can do this for your gym, or if you're thinking about setting up a gym, the steps that you need to take. So this is the Gym Grow system. And this is the system I've taught over 40 gym owners to generate more revenue, get more members onboarded, and create the life they want through building systems to remove themselves from the day-to-day operations. It all starts at the top of this funnel. So hopefully you can see here at the top, we have a new engager. Before that, this is someone who doesn't know about your gym. If someone knows that you exist, they're more likely to buy from you. Well, actually, if someone doesn't know you exist, they can't buy from you, right? So we've got a new engager at the top, all the way down to them submitting their details and becoming a lead, then becoming into an intro customer, which I'll explain in this video, becoming a long-term customer, and then of course a case study or a long-standing member at your gym. The problem a lot of gym owners face is that they don't have a blueprint or system to follow. And I was in this position. When I started my first gym, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I liked fitness. I wanted to help people get into training, and I was a massive advocate of myself, but I didn't have a system for how I was going to get new members. I didn't know anything about marketing, about sales, about funnels, about how I was going to build the business that paid me well, and I was able to remove myself and employ people through that. I had no idea. But this system has got incredible results for myself with my 2 gyms, but also with the other 40 plus gym owners I've worked with. So let's get into it. It all starts with the member magnet system. Now, this isn't just paid ads. You'll get marketing agencies that use paid ads. And the problem with marketing agencies is they just care about getting you leads or inquiries. Now, getting leads is great, but it's not everything, because it's where do these leads go to? What is their onboarding program? How do they sign up? What's your social media presence beforehand? Like, there's a much bigger picture than just getting leads to your business. And marketing agencies oftentimes only focus on leads. Well, that's not the whole picture. The member magnet system means that we're going to have a continuous flow of new people wanting to start your gym. And not only that, we want people who are already aware of you and your services. And the way we do this is through paid ads, as you can see from the funnel. Now, a paid ad is just showing someone your media and paying Meta or Google or whoever to show that media to the person. Now, anyone can do that, and it doesn't really necessarily make a good paid ad. What does make a good paid ad is having a strong offer, calling out to the correct audience, using specific messaging, having the correct targeting, and having a fast follow-up system. If we're just boosting a post on Instagram, don't be surprised if it's not converting to sales, because just getting views doesn't equal more sales, although attention is important. The member magnet system that we use at Gym Grow uses your organic social media and leverages that alongside paid ads. So when people click into the paid advert, they know a little bit about you, or they can at least go to your social media and check you out and understand exactly who you are and what your message is. Let's draw this out. So if we have a funnel, which is actually the top of this funnel, at the top of this, we have awareness. If people aren't aware of you, they can't buy from you. We then have consideration. They'll want to consider whether you're the right fit and whether they should work with you. And at the bottom, they've converted into, in this case, an intro customer, but we're just going to call it a sale. Now, how we can get more awareness is through paid ads, of course, but we can't neglect organic social media. It's kind of like starting the gym, and rather than committing yourself to good nutrition and a good training program, you're just saying, well, I'm going to take some performance enhancing drugs and expect the end result. You're just skipping so many steps before we get there. We need to have built an organic social media presence first, or we need to at least have got a few good posts explaining who we are and who we help. When we can do this, it's going to create more awareness. And when we add paid ads on top of this, it's going to take all these people who are already aware of you and convert them into sales. And not only this, is it going to do it in a predictable way where we can work out the exact dollar equivalent of how much it costs to acquire or get that customer. The problem with a lot of gyms is that their system to get new inquiries relies solely on organic social media. This is a problem because we're relying on Meta or the algorithm to push that out to new audiences. But what if that doesn't get pushed to the right people? Or what if enough people don't see it? Or what if you don't have time to make a good enough reel? And so Meta don't deem it as valuable and don't send it out to as many people. Well, of course, that's not going to be great for us. And that's where we want to leverage paid ads with this. So hopefully you understand now the importance of using paid ads and getting a lot of attention from your local surrounding area to your gym so that people know you exist and know what you're about, what you stand for and what you stand against. I've created another video on branding on my channel, so go check that out. But the important part here is we're never going to be able to grow your business or build the gym of your dreams without first getting leads and getting inquiries. But that's not the whole picture. If we're getting these inquiries come through, but we're not able to sign them up, it doesn't matter how good the marketing is because there's no sale. Now, where a lot of gyms go wrong is they will send a link to sign up, or they'll say, check our website, or they'll just have no sales system at all and try and grab people at the end of a session off a free trial. Let me tell you the problem with this. Have you ever been to a restaurant and they've got a QR code on the table? A waiter comes over and you say, hey, please can I have a drink? And they say, no, you need to scan the QR code. That for me is so frustrating. I'm asking for help, I'm asking to speak to a person, and the result is, here's the link to sign up. Would you ever go to a premium restaurant and expect a QR code on the table? Of course not. It's budget, it's basic, and it's not customer friendly. So why are we doing it at our gym? Why are we saying, hey, go sign up with this link? It's not personal and people don't like it. Check our website. The problem with this is that on your website, you probably have all your prices and you probably have way too many different options. We want to simplify this as much as possible. We don't want the customer to focus solely on the price. We want to understand how we can help the customer and if they'd be a good fit to work with us. Because if we've got prices on the website, well, the customer is going to firstly just focus on the price and they're not going to understand how you can help them. The sales system that we use at GymGrow and has been extremely successful with my own gyms is having a discovery meeting or a conversation down at your gym where you can actually find out about them, their goals, what they've struggled with in the past, why they want to achieve this. And not only is it an easier sign up to get them started at the gym, it's also way more personal and people enjoy it more. You're able to have that conversation with someone and they feel seen and heard, as opposed to, yeah, mate, just check out the website. And of course, for some gyms, there's actually no sales system whatsoever. They literally have zero sales system. They're trying to grab people at the end of classes or in the gym and saying, hey, we'll try and sign you up. If you don't have a system for selling, the customer will show you their system for not buying. In other words, you need a procedure, you need a process to follow. And this comes into then being able to train the team to do this job for you. But right now, if you've not got anything in place, we need to change that, because without sales, there's no revenue for the business, there's no money for the business, so we can't reinvest in coaches, equipment, and the service you deliver. Sales is important. The other issue I see with gyms, and the problem I faced when I first opened, was I was trying to sell people. I was trying to convince people. I was trying to say, you need to start here. It's so good. We've got the best barbells and the coaches are so amazing. And we've got a sauna and ice bath attached to the building. You're going to absolutely love this place. But that always comes across salesy, like you're convincing someone and you're selling someone. Nobody likes that. The smooth sign-up system that we use at GymGrow is all about the customer selling themselves to us. It first starts in your organic social media and your paid ads. It starts by calling out the right person and explaining how you can help them. So they already understand that you're an authority in the space and that you can offer a great service. But most importantly, we would ask them about their goals and find out about them, because when we know that and when we understand them, they feel seen and heard. And then if they've got a problem that they want solving, you're the obvious choice. If you make it known to them that of course you can help them. Here's my analogy. Think about trying to sell a burger to someone after they've just eaten a 3-course meal. It's going to be pretty difficult. There's not really a great need for that person to eat, right? Whereas imagine someone had just come off a 3-day fast and you've got a delicious burger in front of them. You're probably not going to need to sell that burger, right? The person's going to sell themselves as, please give me that burger. I really want that burger. And it's the same here when we're positioning our gym membership. We need to find out about their problem, their issue that they need solving. And once we know this, it's a really easy way to position yourself as the authority and as the guide and as the coach who can help. And it doesn't feel like sales. They're going to ask you to help them. So stop being salesy. And by the way, guys, if you want more one-to-one help with this, click the link below and book a call with myself, and I'll talk you through how you can implement this exactly in your business. Let's get into the next part. It's really important to note that as we increase signups, we can then use this money to reinvest into more ads. If we've got a positive return on ad spend, this means that for every pound we're spending on ads, we're bringing more money back in membership sales. So we're not only covering ad costs, we're also making a profit to put back into ads. So ROAS stands for return on ad spend. So a really simple example for you is going to be, if we spend £100 on ads and that turns into £200 in membership sales, that is a 2x return. Your ROAS is 2. On average, with the gyms that I'm working with, we are generating a ROAS of 10. That means for every £1 spent, we're getting £10 back in return, which is wild. And the way we're doing it is through this gym growth system. Not just the ads, not just the offer, but everything that backs it up behind the adverts. So if for every £100, we generate £200 back, rather than just pocketing this £100 and taking that home and spending it, we put this back into ads to generate more profit and more revenue and more signups. And not only this, we end up getting more members sign up to the gym, and that creates long-term value. Because if the member stays, which of course is what the end goal is, and the whole gym game is based around monthly recurring revenue, then even if we made just a break even on the front end, even if we spent £100 on ads and only signed up £100 worth of memberships, well, we've effectively got that person in for free. Where most gyms go wrong, and where I went wrong when I first started, was giving away free trials. Now, not only is there a low buying from this, as in people are less committed and less interested, I've got other videos on my channel explaining this, but it doesn't generate revenue. So using ads to scale can be really hard, because if we spend £1,000 on ads, we're not going to generate any revenue as a result of that. Yes, we might do long term, but it's not guaranteed. And actually, when I tracked all the data in my gyms, we would convert on average 20% of the people that did a free trial into a long-term member. Whereas now, with this system, we convert over 70%. So a massive difference, which results in more money and, of course, more time, more freedom for you as an owner to reinvest in the gym and do what you want to do. So back to the gym growth system. So we have the member magnet system, utilizing paid ads along with organic social media to get a backlog of customers wanting to start your gym. We have the smooth sign-up system so that they're selling themselves to you as opposed to you trying to sell them all the time. And we do this through a discovery meeting as opposed to sending them a link. We reinvest all the profit back into ads and the whole thing scales because we can get more and more customers in. But there's a problem. If we just get more customers in and they're not sticking around long term, and we're spending all this money and doing all this work to get someone who's going to leave 6 months down the line, that's not what we want. We want people to stay long term. The whole gym game is a subscription model. It's how much can we increase our monthly recurring revenue? And the way we do this is getting long-term customers. Let me explain. If we have 2 gyms, Gym A keeps their customers forever. They never leave. So they spend money on ads and they get a customer base. And then they spend money on ads, they sign more people up. They spend money on ads, they sign more people up. They spend money on ads, they sign more people up. So over time, their membership base goes up and up. Now, Gym B, these guys only stick around a few months. Well, these guys will spend money on ads and acquire some customers, which is great. And these guys will stay. They'll spend more money on ads and keep these guys. But now, these people that were here are going to start leaving, and this would actually drop down here if we didn't spend more money on ads. But they will. They'll acquire new customers, and they'll just stay at this place, because even though they're gaining members, they're also losing members at the same rate. And I speak to so many gym owners, and mine included when I was set up, that this was the problem. Your growth ceiling, the place at which you stop growing, is so much lower when you have high long-term value. There's only 3 levers you can pull to grow your revenue at your gym. You can get more members, you can charge more per member, or you can look at the lifespan. Now, if we've got the sales system dialed in and the market system, yes, we're going to be getting more members. We can charge more per member, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. But what we can talk about is the lifespan of members. How do we keep customers long term? Well, it starts from day one with onboarding. When we have a really thought out onboarding program, like the beginner blueprint that we implement at our gyms and the gyms that I'm working with, the lifespan increases because people feel more seen, more valued, and are integrated better into the community. I'm going to give you an example of Gym A and Gym B. Gym A, if this is revenue versus time, and this is Gym A. Same for Gym B. Revenue and time. And this is Gym B. Well, for Gym A, if Gym A keep their clients forever and they never leave, well, that means every time they gain new members, their revenue increases. They might plateau while they not take any more members, and then they increase the membership base, and it plateaus, increase the membership, and over time it steps up and up and up and up. And if they never lose any members, well, then their growth will be never ending. They will keep going and keep getting more members until they saturate the entire local market. Unrealistic, but just use this example. Now, Gym B loses members quick. In other words, they don't stay around for a long time. Well, if this is the case, they will get to a point much sooner where they're stuck at a growth ceiling. The reason being, it doesn't matter how many members that they onboard, they lose those members every single month again. So they're constantly chasing more members. And the problem with this is you're going to churn through your entire market and you're going to get a bad reputation for yourself, because if people want to stay long term, there's a reason for that. We're not delivering a great service. And that might actually come down to the way you integrate them into your service, not actually your service itself. So now you understand the importance of onboarding. And where I see a lot of gym owners go wrong is just sending them into the gym without any help. If we want to commit people into 12-month contracts, which I'm a big fan of, I would recommend that you have an onboarding program like the Beginner's Blueprint, which starts with an induction session where all of the new members are onboarded into your values, your ethos, and your community. Because if we do this, it sets the tone from day one. They understand what you're about. They understand who to come to for help. They also can be shown how to go from a beginner to feeling confident in the gym. And ultimately, that is huge to making someone turn up time and time again. Because oftentimes I think we forget that as gym owners, it can be very intimidating for someone new to start fitness and start training. And ultimately, that's the goal. That is the mission, to get more people involved in health and fitness. If you want help with this and you want the Beginner Blueprint built into your gym specifically, click the link below and book a call with me. Now, the next step, if I was building everything again from scratch, is implementing the Founder Freedom Framework. We might have more leads, we might have more inquiries, we might be signing more of these people up, or we might be keeping them long term. It looks like we've got the business of our dreams. We've got more money and we've got more members. But that doesn't mean freedom. That can actually mean you've got a lot more hours to work and clients to service than before, because you've increased your membership base. So you're going to have a lot more tasks and clients to actually handle. This is where a lot of gym owners go wrong, and they actually feel like, I don't want to grow anymore. I'm struggling with the workload I've currently got on. I'm not even able to take a holiday. Why would I want more members? And this is the sticking point. It's learning the systems and SOPs and frameworks to give to your team to do the job without you there. And if you don't have a team, it's going to come down to building a team that can do the job without you there. How I do this with my gyms and at GymGrow is having SOPs for everything. This is a standard operating procedure which outlines step by step exactly the procedure to follow, just like a recipe book. Imagine trying to make a difficult meal that you've never made before without a recipe to follow. It's going to be pretty difficult, right? Well, you're going to find the same for new hires and new people that you bring in if they don't have a step-by-step guide to follow. So by implementing the right systems and getting people to follow them step by step, it means that you're going to get your team to do the job for you, freeing up your time to then go travel the world, have more freedom, have more time with family, make more money, or spend more money building the business further, or even opening a second location like I did. If you implement these 4 systems, you're setting yourself up for success. This exact system has generated 798 signups in the last 4 months alone for gyms that I'm working with. We've helped gym owners who are closing down to reopen the doors and re-sign lease agreements. We've helped gym owners step away from the day-to-day and get their life back. And most importantly, we've got more people involved in health and fitness and changed more lives. The proof's with the clients I'm working with and the gyms that I run and own myself. I know it can be sometimes difficult to believe that you could have a life abroad without actually operating your gym inside of it, you doing it yourself, but it is possible if that's what you want. And then it's not only attainable, you could do this in the next 12 months with the right system. If you want to put into practice what I've talked about in this video, that's amazing. And that's what I'm here for. But if you want me and my team to actually build all this for you and implement it done for you into your business, click the link below, book a call with myself, and I'll show you exactly how this can fit into your gym.